The X Interview, hosted by Global X from the SCOL World Forum.
My name's Anne Cotton, and I founded and direct the Campaign for Female Education, CAMFED, that works in rural areas of sub-Saharan Africa. We started in 1993, supporting 32 girls into education, and in fact last year, 2006, we were supporting over 300,000 children and young people in many ways through education, microfinance and health training programs. I was travelling in the Zambia district of Zambia last year, and I met a young woman who clearly was distressed about her life, and I spent some time talking with her. She was an orphan, and she was responsible for her 3 siblings, 26 years old, and her health was deteriorating. And clearly what was in her mind, although she didn't articulate it, was that she was fearful that she was HIV positive. And I talked to her about going to the clinic to be tested so that she would understand her status and could embark on a course of treatment. And she asked me if I would go with her and if I would actually receive the news on her behalf. I went along to the clinic. I didn't think it was going to be possible to find out if it would indeed be possible, and it wasn't, as I thought. She went along to the clinic and then came to see me afterwards, and I knew immediately by the way she was behaving, by her body language, that the news was what she'd feared. And we sat down together, and she was slumped on the bed of the room where I was staying. And all she could say was, "What about the children? What about the children?" She was not thinking of herself primarily. She was knowing that she was the lifeline to 3 children that she was taking care of, her siblings, and she was fearful for them. She'd made a promise and a commitment to her parents that she would take care of them, and she didn't know how she could discharge those duties. We went back to her home, and I saw the situation for myself, and it was a home of great poverty. There was no food, and they were clearly living, quite literally, hand to mouth. Now, without a strong nutritional base, she couldn't embark on a program of healthcare. She couldn't embark on a program of drugs to support her management of HIV. So we actually worked with her to establish a small business, a flower selling business, which is now continuing, and she has embarked on a course of treatment. She is now much more confident about taking care of her siblings, and indeed she's aspiring to be a teacher. Her health has dramatically improved. But it's understanding the reality of a girl's life, a young woman's life, who has to go back to a situation where she has nobody that she can share this news with, nobody that she can support her emotionally, and she doesn't even have the economic basis whereby she can take advantage of what's available. And I think in the whole HIV/AIDS treatment and understanding, we need to really understand the context of the lives of those who are deeply affected. How I would love to see the world in 2017 is a place of justice, a place where we really have tackled poverty. And one of the ways of doing this, one of the best ways of doing this, is by investing in the education of girls. Every boy and every girl, every human being is born to a woman. And just imagine if every human being in the world was born to an educated woman who had the confidence to help her children, who had the knowledge to help her children. What is happening at the moment is poverty is being passed from generation to generation by women, by mothers who don't want lives of poverty for their children. We can solve this. We can give them the power to help their children to make decisions about their lives which actually are going to save us all and save the planet.
Global X is also on SocialEdge at socialedge.org.